Adeleke victory, jubilation, reactions trail OSUN election results. OSUN State Governor Ademola Adeleke has appealed for peace and unity among residents following his victory in Saturday's governorship election, urging the people to put aside political differences and heal the wounds of pre-election violence. Adeleke, who dedicated his victory to God and the people of Osun State, called on community leaders and traditional institutions to take lead in rebuilding peace across the state. The governor made the submission while addressing journalists after the Independent National Electoral Commission declared him winner of the election.
I feel great. First of all, I thank the God Almighty for what has happened today. It's a victory for democracy in Nigeria. A victory for democracy. A victory for Osun people that stood by me, that say, Imole, you have done a lot for us. You have given us the dividends of democracy in terms of infrastructure, improving our education, agriculture, and so forth. So this is the Osun people saying thank you, Mr. Governor.
He also observed a minute silence for victims of the violence recorded during the electioneering period, warning against attacks on political opponents and retaliation over past grievances. Adeleke said the second term would focus on consolidating his achievements and correcting areas where his administration had fallen short. He promised accelerated development under his renewed 5-point agenda, with a vision of transforming Osun from a civil service state into an industrial hub and investment destination.
I will repay that thank you back to making sure that I have a vision. My vision is to make sure Osun State move from civil service state to industrial state, and make sure all cut across Osun State, development is on. I love you, Osun State. I love you, and I love you.
Governor Adeleke also extended an olive branch to his opponents, declaring that there was no victor and no vanquished. He said he remained the governor of all Osun people, regardless of political affiliation. He expressed appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for what he described as his support for a free and fair election. Adeleke, who had earlier endorsed Tinubu for a second term in 2027, reaffirmed his support for the president, describing him as a son of Osun State.
And of course, I want to seize the opportunity to thank Mr. President. Mr. President has called me and he has congratulated me. And thank you, Mr. President, for making sure democracy lives on, because you fought for it, Mr. President.
Adeleke subsequently urged the APC governorship candidate, Bola Oyebamiji, popularly known as Ambo, to emulate the president and congratulate him. He said such a gesture would demonstrate political maturity and respect for democratic values.
This is no victor, no vanquish. I want them to come over, and I'm expecting Oyebanji to, even as a civilized person, to call me and congratulate me.
The victory also triggered celebrations from governor's family and general public across Osun State, particularly in the state capital, Osogbo, and Adeleke's hometown, Ede. Supporters flooded major streets and public spaces, dancing, singing, and waving party flags as they celebrated the governor's return for a second term.
Satisfied the requirement of the law is hereby declared the winner.
The former President Olusegun Obasanjo also paid a surprise visit following Adeleke's victory. The visit added to the post-election celebrations, with both men seen exchanging pleasantries and celebrating the outcome. As celebrations continue across Osun, attention now turns to Adeleke's renewed mandate and his promise to consolidate development, widen the reach of good governance and restore peace across the state. Afolabi Deborah, Rulers World Television.